All right, we are back in your pregame, brought to you tonight by Robin Fowler, your local State Farm agent. All right, tonight's ball game also brought to you by Home National Bank and our title contributor, the Fraternal Order of Eagles in Pomeroy, Area 2171. So Clayton Moore on the mound. Here we go. Bryce Butcher will lead it off for the Marauders here on this 5:14 start here tonight. First pitch is a called strike. Beautiful evening here at Eastern High School, and great tribute to the seniors here tonight from track, softball, and baseball. That one's out of the strike zone, a ball. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Bryce Butcher. Jake Martin, the catcher. I believe it was a 12-2 Eastern win back in late April. That one's popped up out of the play. Clayton was the winning pitcher in a nice 5-1 win over Wahama a couple weeks ago. 1 ball and 2. Oh, gee, many Christmas.
I don't know. We had a ball come from over there.
Softball?
No, it's a baseball. It just came flying out this way.
Well, I'm back. I'm being attacked by baseballs. Someone threw a baseball at me. I think it missed the equipment, didn't it, Wyatt? All righty, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bryce is going to take a called strike 3 looking on a pitch on the inside part of the plate. And that'll bring up the catcher, Jake Martin. Braden Holly on deck. Clayton Moore, the lefty, on the mound tonight for Coach Stewart. We're here in the top of the first inning. And there's the pitch. That's going to be a called strike. And that's the main thing about baseball, softball, throw strikes. And Clayton Moore is doing that thus far already here in the top of the first inning with 1 out, a strikeout of Bryce Butcher. Braden Holly on deck, the catcher, Jake Martin at the plate. Here's the pitch, way out in front of the swing and a miss by Martin. So no balls and 2 strikes. Probably looking at a curveball here. And probably out of the strike zone, I would say. Here's the pitch, and ground ball base hit to right field by Jake Martin. Shelby White on the infield camera, and we have a still camera in center field. So we hope you enjoyed tonight's ball game. Jake Martin with a base hit, ground ball base hit between Wilhelm and Gilmore. And now we have the home plate umpire heading down third base way. And let's see if we can catch what this is about already. And now hear Coach Martin say he understands. Not sure what they'd be talking about. It was a base hit, ground ball base hit to right field by Jake Martin. And now a huge discussion about maybe a courtesy runner. They don't do it in leg play, and that's exactly what it was. Okay, so here comes our courtesy runner, and it's number 12, Aiden Pierce. So it's something they've agreed upon. Not sure why baseball doesn't do this, but they do it non-league play. Moore throws over. Braden Holly at the plate, waiting for Moore's first pitch. He's not going to get it. The throw over again. First base. Still hadn't thrown a pitch to Braden Holly. And now Alex Collins going out to talk with Clayton Moore. There was something said by the infield umpire, base umpire. So everything appears to be fine. And Braden Holly will step in. Oh, he must have called a balk because Jake Martin's at second base. It's exactly what he called. So a balk was called, saying he didn't step directly towards first base. And it's right behind Shelby. Everything's good. So there's an imaginary 45-degree line coming off the edge of the plate. The base umpire saying that he did not step within that and called the balk. I believe it was on the second throw over. Here's the 0-1 pitch, curveball, called strike. Nice pitch there by Clayton Moore. If you're looking for a pitch to hit, that was it. And Holly took that one right down the heart of the plate. No balls and 2 strikes now. And now probably we'll see that curveball again from the stretch. Gets his signal for out, and Holly calls time and steps out. One out. Strikeout by Clayton Moore of Bryce Butcher. Jake Martin then hit a ground ball into right field for a base hit. Aiden Pierce became his courtesy runner. Then a balk was called to send him to second base. And there's a line drive. Stepped on it, Aiden Wilhelm. And Pierce was off the base, so a DP to line out 4. And then that goes unassisted for the DP. So for the Meigs Marauders, no runs and no hits, nobody left on. After a half inning of play, Meigs nothing, Eastern coming to bat.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. Baseball game and a concert all at one time. Leading off for the Eagles will be Ethan Edwards. Hunter Needs will bat second. Alex Collins will bat third. All righty, we are back. And once again for the Eagles, if you couldn't hear it over the music, Ethan Edwards will lead it off. Batting second, Hunter Needs. Alex Collins, the catcher, will bat third. Already at the plate, Ethan Edwards, the shortstop. Ashton Newsom on the rubber tonight for the Eagles, or for the Marauders. And that'll be high a ball. Newsom wears number 1 for the Marauders. Very similar pitcher to Clayton Moore for the Eagles. So this should be a really good matchup here tonight. Meigs no score in the top of the first inning. There's a fly ball to the right side, and Braden Holly's going to catch that in foul territory. So Edwards is going to pop out 3. That'll bring up the center fielder, Hunter Needs. Hunter Needs is a left-handed batter facing the righty Ashton Newsom. 1 out here in the bottom of the first, no score. There's a little number off the handle and right to Brady Davis. So a little pop out 6. That'll bring up Alex Collins.
Don't even gotta be woke, still gonna be up. I make a bag in my sleep, I can't get the hood out of me. You know why I be, still posted up like I lease. Trust me, them choppers gon' bang, cavity teeth. You been out there, sweet black. If put a stack on her rack, I'm Dr. Seuss, give me cat.
All right, stepping in is the catcher, number 11, Alex Collins. Newsom's pitch is a curveball for a called strike. Caleb Abner on deck, no score here on senior night here at Eastern High School. And they recognized a total of 15 seniors, fastball, high ball, from track, softball, and baseball, with Chris Carroll acting as the PA announcer. Did a great job, as always. 1 ball, 1 strike to Alex Collins. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a high ball and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Pop out to first base and a pop out to shortstop by Edwards and Needs. Here's your 3-hole hitter, Alex Collins. Newsom's pitch is a fastball, and that's going to be a foul ball right past Coach Stewart, and he just left that one go. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch, curveball, fouled out of play by Alex Collins. The DH, Caleb Abner on deck. Of course, he'll be batting for the pitcher, Clayton Moore. Tomorrow night, Meigs will be hosting Gaia Academy. We'll have that one for you also. And then Eastern at Southern on Thursday night. So the count now runs 3 balls and 2 strikes to Alex Collins. Newsom gets his signal from Martin, and here is the full count pitch, and he walked in. So a 2-out walk to Alex Collins. I'll bring up 4-hole hitter Caleb Abner with Collins at first base, 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Throw over, and a good stab there by Holly to save Collins from advancing to second base. So Abner will climb back in. Newsom from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball, and he swings right through it. Nice fastball there by Ashton Newsom. No balls, 1 strike. Collins at first base, a 2-out walk. Here's the pitch. Curveball, nice curveball there by Newsom, and a swing and a miss by Alex Collins. Caleb Abner on deck, 2 out. With Collins at first base, Abner at the plate. Caleb Abner, Rowan Gilmore on deck. Curveball, called strike 3, got him looking. So that'll do it for the Eastern Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on, 1 walk, and after 1 inning of play, Meigs and Eastern tied at 0.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. Leading off for the Marauders here in the top of the second, Addison Whitlatch, the second baseman. Or no, that is Brody Fackler, I'm sorry. Brody Fackler, number 26, as Holly hit into the double play with Aiden Pierce at second base, the courtesy runner. Here's the pitch to Fackler, fly ball into center field. Hunter Needs goes back, settles under it, and makes the catch. So that'll be a fly out 8, and that'll bring up Addison Whitlatch, now the second baseman. Chase Dotson on deck, the center fielder. Clayton Moore on the mound. Ashton Newsom for the Marauders. Curveball misses outside the ball. Mason Qualls in the hole. Clayton Moore, the lefty. Here's the pitch. Popped up out of play. And that'll run the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Tomorrow evening from Meigs High School will be Guy Academy at Meigs. And on Thursday night, the rematch, Eastern at Southern. And there's a pop up to the right side, out of play again. Whitlatch at the plate with 1 out. Rockhold at third, Edwards at short, Wilhelm at second, Rowan Gilmore at first base. Hensler, Needs, and 8th around the outfield. Alex Collins behind the plate. Clayton Moore on the mound, wheels and deals, and he's going to miss that one outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big healthy cut there by Whitlatch, fouled back. So a good week here. Hopefully the rain stays away. There's a little bit in the forecast tomorrow, but only about 45%, I believe. So hopefully it stays away. Pitch high ball. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Addison Whitlatch. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Clayton Moore, the 3-2 pitch to Whitlatch. He missed outside the ball and he walked him. So each pitcher now has issued a walk. And that'll put Whitlatch at first base. Chase Dotson at the plate, center fielder for the Marauders. Clayton Moore, his signal from his catcher, Alex Collins. And now he throws over to first, and that was close. Nice move there by Clayton Moore. And as you can see, that one was very, very close. Clayton Moore still waiting to Dotson, his first pitch. Bunts it out to Moore, to Gilmore. It's 1-3, but he did move the runner, Allison Whitlatch, up to second base. And that'll bring up the 7-hole hitter, number 20, the right fielder, Mason Qualls. So Meigs with a runner in scoring position, looking for a hit to take the lead. Everybody's about average depth. Outfield and infield. Pop up down the left field line. This appears to be a fair ball. And let's see. The out was called. And it was a fair ball. So fly out 7 for Qualls. For Meigs, no runs, no hits, no errors. There was a walk and 1 left on after 1 1/2 innings of play. Meigs 0, Eastern 0, here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. First 3 batters for the Eastern Eagles will be the 5-hole hitter, 5, 6, and 7, Rowan Gilmore. Lane Atha and Brady Rockhold. Gilmore, Wilhelm, and Atha. Rowan steps in, right-handed batter. The Eagle first baseman. No score in the ball game here in the bottom of the second inning. Curveball called strike.
That's yours, bro.
Hayden Wilhelm on deck. Rowan, one of the seniors honored here this evening. Swing and a miss. Alex Collins, Rowan Gilmore, Hayden Wilhelm, Brady Rockhold, Lance Hensler, and Braylon Johnson recognized here tonight for the baseball team on senior night. Nice curveball on the inside part of the plate. A strikeout. Looking. Second strikeout in a row for Ashton Newsom. At the plate, Lane Atha, the right fielder, with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Newsom's pitch is high a ball. Or this is Aiden Wilhelm, the second baseman. Lane Atha on deck. Pitch to Wilhelm as it popped up out of play over the Meigs dugout. Once again, tomorrow night it will be Guy Academy at Meigs. And then Thursday night, Eastern at Southern. All right, Wilhelm will step back in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wind up in the pitch, curveball called strike. And Ashton Newsom has thrown some really good breaking pitches here tonight. Wilhelm, Atha on deck. 1 ball and 2 strikes. No score here tonight. We're here in the bottom of the second inning. Pitch high ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Aiden Wilhelm, 1 out. A leadoff strikeout of Rowan Gilmore by Ashton Newsom. That one just missed outside. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Good eye there by Aiden to take that pitch, which was just outside. Ground ball short. Brady Davis bobbles it, fires it over the scoop. Got him. What a scoop by Braden Holly at first base. So that'll be a 6-3. But the big scoop over there by Braden Holly kept Wilhelm from getting to second base. The throw was to the outfield side of first base. Braden Holly going down with the backhand and scooped that up. 2 out now. Right fielder Lane Atha at the plate. Newsom's pitch catches the outside corner knee high, a called strike. Go 1 pitch, swing and a miss. Braylon Johnson. This is Braylon Johnson batting for Atha. Braylon, a senior. Takes out the ball. It's good to see Braylon in there as he gets a swing here with 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Johnson, a swing and a miss. And he struck him out. So that'll do it for the Eagles. They get down in order. A couple strikeouts, so no runs, no hits, no errors, a couple strikeouts, nobody left on, and after 2 complete, Eastern 0, Meigs 0. You're listening to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All righty, we are back as we go into the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be the shortstop, Brady Davis, the designated hitter, Lincoln Thomas, then back to the top of the order with Bryce Butcher. 8, 9, and 1 here in the top of the 3rd. No score. Clayton Moore on the mound for the Eagles. That one foul out of play. Clayton Moore is a left-handed pitcher. Clayton gets his signal from Alex Collins. Here's the pitch, curveball. He's going to miss outside the ball. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Brady Davis. Lincoln Thomas on deck. Marauders have had a base runner in each of the first 2 innings. And that little fly ball out to Hunter Needs. He'll settle under that one and make the catch. So fly out 8. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Lincoln Thomas. He's batting for the pitcher, Ashton Newsom. Bryce Butcher, the leadoff hitter, on deck. So here we're 8, 9, and 1. Brady Davis has been retired on that fly out to Hunter Needs in center field. Thomas will step back in. And he'll face Clayton Moore for his first time. There's a shot in the left center and a nice running catch there by Hunter Needs. So line out 8. And Needs with a nice jump there, moving to his right. At first, it looked like it might be a gapper, but Hunter Needs doing a great job moving to his right and snagging that one out of midair. 2 outs now here in the top of the third for Meigs. It'll be Bryce Butcher. Jake Martin on deck. Ground ball down the third baseline, foul. And Coach Martin, what a pickup. No balls, 1 strike. 2 out here in the top of the third. And that's a ground ball base hit in the left field by Butcher. So Meigs' second hit of the ball game. Jake Martin had 1 in the first inning. Addison Whitlatch walked in the second, and so Meigs has had a single base runner on base in each of the first 3 innings, but 2 out. That'll bring up Jake Martin. He had a ground ball base hit between Wilhelm and Rowan Gilmore, a solid hit. His courtesy runner, Aiden Pierce, advanced to second base, was doubled off on the line drive. Martin pops that one up, and that's going to be out of play down the right field line. No score. Beautiful evening here at Eastern High School. Couldn't ask for any better. Sun is out, but not too overbearing. No balls, 1 strike to Jake Martin. Clayton Moore from the stretch now throws over to first base. Close one again, but back in on his belly was Bryce Butcher. No score in the ball game here tonight. We're in the top of the third inning. Jake Martin with Braden Holly on deck. Jake batting in the 2 spot. Clayton Moore takes a peek over to Bryce. Bryce goes. It's in the dirt. Throw down by Collins is in center field, but Hunter Needs is right there to pick it up. So a stolen base by Bryce Butcher. He stands at second base, and Jake Martin with a chance to give the Marauders the lead with a 2-out base hit, possibly. Braden Holly on deck. Jake Martin will step back in. 1 ball, 1 strike. The lefty, Clayton Moore, takes a look back at Butcher. And here's the 1-1 pitch. And a base hit into left field. Let's see if he sends him. And it's going to get by the left fielder, Hensler. And so we've got a run that's going to score. And that's going to be a base hit by Jake Martin and an error on the left fielder, Hensler. And that's going to allow the run to score. So a hard hit ball by Jake Martin. And Hensler tried to scoop it up and maybe make a play at home. Got under his glove and allowed Martin to advance to second base. Butcher, I believe, was coming all the way. And it's 1-0 Meigs. Braden Holly at the plate. Eastern in the mercy rule back in April. I believe it was 12-2. Here's the pitch, and that went high out of the strike zone, a swing, and they miss. I believe we have the courtesy runner, and that should be Aiden Pierce. Yes, number 12. 2 out. Holly at the plate. Moore's pitch. Line drive base hit in the center field. And he's going to send him. So could have a play at the plate. And this Rowan Gilmore is going to cut it off. And that's a good idea. It kept the runner from going to second base. So RBI single there by Braden Holly. And he stands at first base. They'll bring up Brody Fackler. Meigs has scored 2 runs with a couple out here, 2 out Lightning. So 8-9 hitters, Davis and Thomas, were retired. And then 3 consecutive hits by Butcher, Martin, and Holly. And Brody Fackler at the plate. And he swings a pretty good stick also. 2-0 Meigs. The top of the third. Fly ball into right field. Settling under it is Lane Atha. And he makes the catch. Fly out 9. So for the Marauders, they got 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 left on, 1 error, and after 2.5 innings to play, Meigs leads the Eastern Eagles by a score of 2-0. You listen to Totals and watching Total Media Sports YouTube.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. Brady Rockhold, Lance Hensler, and Ethan Edwards. 8, 9, and 1. Exactly where the Meigs Marauders were in their lineup. And Meigs leads it 2-0. Brady Rockhold. Help me out before the game with some names. Brady takes that one a ball. One ball, no strikes. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Ashton Newsom's pitch. That's high ball also out of the strike zone. Newsom with 3 strikeouts, 2 in the last inning. And the pitch, that one popped up out of play, and that's catchable. And Jake Martin makes the catch.
The underdogs on top, and I'm gonna shine on me until my heart stop. Go ahead and envy me. I'm Raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. Ready to love it, the underdogs on top, and I'm gonna shine on me until my heart stop. Go ahead and envy me.
That'll bring up the left fielder in the 9 spot, Lance Hensler. One out here in the bottom of the third. Newsom's pitch is high ball. Guy Academy at Meigs tomorrow night, Eastern at Southern on Thursday night. Pitches the ball. Two balls, no strikes. Line drive down the third base line, foul. And that started out in fair territory, but it had some side spin on it. It's about like my golf ball today. Slice down the left field line, out of play. Hensler hit it hard though, and got out in front of it and pulled it hard down the left field line. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Ashton Newsom. Here's the pitch. Down the left field line again. And coming over and making the catch is Bryce Butcher. So fly out 7. Bryce perfectly positioned right there for that catch. Now back to the top of the order with Ethan Edwards. Ethan popped out to Braden Holly in his first at bat. 0 for 1. 2 out here in the bottom of third. Ashton Newsom on the rubber for the Marauders. That's high a ball. This really got beautiful background for hitting with all the trees and your darker pine trees from center over to right. That one way out of the strike zone, a ball. Hunter Needs on deck. Ethan Edwards, the Eagles shortstop, at the plate here in the bottom of the third inning. That one's outside the ball. So quickly behind Edwards, 3 balls and no strikes. He issued 1 walk that was back in the first inning. Did not score, of course. Called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike now. Bottom of third inning. Meigs scored 2 in the top of the third to take this 2-0 lead. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that one fouled back out of play. Fastball in a great location there by Newsom. All right, stepping back in is Edwards. And another 3-2 count. And here's the delivery. That one just missed high, walked him. So Edwards issued a walk by Newsom. That's the second walk by Newsom. And the first walk in the first inning was with 2 outs. That was followed by a strikeout, and Meigs got out of the inning. Newsom, runner goes, throw down by Martin, and coming out in front of the base was Brady Davis. And I believe if he had stayed back at second base, it might have been really, really close. Strong throw down by Jake. But a stolen base there by Ethan Edwards. He's in scoring position for Hunter Needs, who took that one for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out here in the bottom of third. Meigs leads at 2-0. And there's a shot down the right field line, and that is foul. That ball was tagged. Hunter Needs really turned on that fastball and hit that one a ton. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hunter Needs as the Eagles look to try to make it a 2-1 ball game. Ethan Edwards, a 2-out walk and a stolen base is at second base. Here's the pitch. It misses a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Needs. Alex Collins on deck. Ashton Newsom working from the stretch. And here's the pitch. And he popped him up to the right side. Holly going back, still going back. And he makes the catch. So pop out 3 for Needs. And for the Eagles, no runs, no hits. There was a walk, no errors, 1 left on. After 3 complete, the Meigs Marauders 2, the Eastern Eagles 0. You're listening to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. Ready for a movie night? Head to Silver Screen 7 in Gallipolis. With 7 screens showcasing the latest blockbusters and fan favorites, there's something for everyone. Enjoy comfy seats, affordable tickets, and fresh buttery popcorn that hits the spot. Located at 1284 Jackson Pike, it's your local destination for cinematic fun. Check showtimes and buy tickets at silverscreen7.com or follow us on Facebook. Silver Screen 7, where Gallipolis comes to watch. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, we are back into the Meigs top of the 4th inning. And it will be Addison Whitlatch Chase Dotson, Mason Qualls, 5, 6, and 7. Meigs with 2 runs in the last inning on 3 hits, 3 consecutive hits with 2 outs. Clayton Moore, and a called strike. Top of the 4th inning. And that pitch misses inside a ball. Addison Whitlatch, the Meigs second baseman at the plate. Meigs leads at 2-0. Eastern with a win back in April. I believe that was 12-2 win by the Eagles. So Meigs trying to even up the matchup this season 1-1. If they can maintain this lead right here. But the Eagles have plenty of bats left. Meigs batting here in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Way out in front of that one. Nice pitch there by Clayton Moore. Very similar pitchers, except Moore is a lefty, but Newsom and Moore, very, very similar. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, tomorrow evening, Guy Academy at the Meigs Marauders. Meigs won the first matchup down in Centenary. I believe that was 6-1. Brady Davis got the win. There is a fly ball just past the diving glove of Ethan Edwards. What an effort there by Edwards, but couldn't come up with it. Whitlatch with the 5th base hit for Meigs. Chase Dotson at the plate, grounded back to Clayton Moore in his first at bat, 0 for 1. Chase anchors down center field for the Marauder defense. Whitlatch, a small lead. Moore's delivery taken outside by Dotson. So 1 ball, no strikes. Mason Qualls on deck. Dotson 0 for 1. Clayton Moore's going to throw over to first base again. That one gets loose from Rowan Gilmore, but he tracks it down. Whitlatch stays at first. Chase Dotson awaits the pitch. He popped that one up out of play. And that hits right behind, just to our left, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. To make center fielder Chase Dotson. Leadoff single by Addison Whitlatch at first base. Clayton looking right at him as a lefty. Now throws over and back to first base safely is Whitlatch. And then Thursday night, Southern will host Eastern at Star Mill Park. Ground ball to third, Rockhold to Wilhelm to Rowan Gilmore, and they're going to call him safe at first base. So Chase Dotson on with the fielder's choice. 1 out now. Ground ball, Rockhold. He fires and wheels to Wilhelm. Wilhelm to Rowan Gilmore. Base umpire said just a little late, but they did get the force out at second base. And that'll put Chase Dotson at first base. Mason Qualls at the plate. Another throw over by Moore to first base, and they picked him off. So Dotson gets picked off for the second out. With Mason Qualls at the plate. Now, what usually happens when that happens, not always, but a high percentage of time, it's followed by a base hit. Here's the pitch. That one fouled back. If that caught the arm of the home plate umpire or not. Everybody good? So Mason Qualls will step back in with 2 out. Leadoff hit by Whitlatch. Then he's forced at second on the ground ball by Dotson. And then Dotson picked off first base by the lefty Clayton Moore with a great move. Clayton Moore wind up in the pitch, and that's going to be outside the ball. Brady Davis on deck. Meigs leads it 2-0. 3 consecutive hits in the 3rd inning. After 2 were out, the 1, 2, 3 spots. Qualls fouls that one off. 2-0 Meigs here in the top of the 4th inning. Mason Qualls at the plate. 2 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch for Moore, and that's in the dirt, a ball. And there would have been your advancement to second base by Dotson had he not got picked off. Qualls steps back in, right-handed batter facing the lefty, Clayton Moore. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, fouled out of play. On deck is Brady Davis. Mason Qualls in the 7th spot. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Hard hit ball to left field. Hensler going back, and makes the catch. Lance Hensler tracks down a long Mason Qualls fly ball into deep left field. And that'll do it for the Marauders. 2 runs, 1 hit, nobody left on. No errors, no walks. And after 3.5 innings of play, Meigs 2, Eastern 0 here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. For the Eastern Eagles, it'll be 3, 4, and 5. Collins, Alex Collins, Caleb Abner, and Rowan Gilmore.
I feel like it's me versus me. Don't see competition. Why would you compete? Don't even gotta be woke. Still gonna be up. I make a bag in my sleep. Can't get the hood out of me. You know why I be. Still posted up like I lease. Trust me, them choppers gon' bang. Can't be the teeth. You been out there. Sweet black. Bad, put a stack in her rack. I'm Dr. Seuss, give me cat in the hat. Booty poke out of her stomach on snatch. Way too pretty to be from the back.
All right, Alex Collins will lead it off here in the bottom of the 4th inning for Eastern. He drew a 2-out walk, left stranded at first base back in the 1st inning. His 2nd appearance at the plate against Ashton Newsom. Both Newsom and Moore for the Eagles pitching really nice ball games. Game moving along very nicely. We're here to the bottom of the 4th inning already. Curveball misses high. Definitely out of the strike zone. Game is 59 minutes old. Here's a 1-1 delivery, and Alex takes that in high ball. Caleb Abner on deck. Alex Collins at the plate. He's your catcher tonight for the Eagles. Here's the 2-1 pitch, missed outside the ball. So 3-1 now. Abner on deck. Gilmore in the hole. Here in the bottom of the 4th. Eagles trail by 2. 3, 4, and 5 hitters right in the middle of their lineup. Here's the pitch, and that one off the end of the bat. That's going to roll foul territory up the first baseline. So Collins will get another chance. He'll come back. And Newsom once again has gone 3-2. He's done that several times here this evening in this ball game. And he's got it on the boards again. Stepping back in is Alex Collins. He'll choke up to protect the plate. Here's your 3-2 delivery. Fly ball in the center field. Dotson got a jump coming in quickly. Cannot make the catch. And that's a base hit in the center field by Alex Collins. And that is the first hit of the ball game by the Eagles. All right, the first inning that the Eagles have got their leadoff man on. And at the plate is Caleb Abner, the designated hitter for the pitcher, Clayton Moore. So Abner will step in. He's the DH. And the first pitch to him popped up out of play over the Eagle dugout. Senior League tomorrow at the Riverside Golf Course. If you're over 50, come on over. Every Tuesday. That's Mrs. Lowe. I want to thank our sponsors. Tonight's game brought to you by Home National Bank, with offices in Racine, Syracuse, and Middleport, and the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171. Thank you so much for your support of high school baseball this spring. As this spring we feature a lot of rival games between our Bend area teams, Eastern Southern Wahama, Meigs, and toss in Athens, which is one of our total media stations, as well as Gallia Academy. And he hit him. So he hits batsman. So the first two runners on for the Eagles. All right, stepping in is Rowan Gilmore. And now Coach Martin out talking with the home plate umpire. Stepping into the plate, to the plate is Rowan Gilmore, the first baseman. So first two runners on. We were talking before the game started with assistant coach Stephen Wood of the Marauders, and that's foul by about 8 inches. Hard hit ball by Gilmore. But it is a very, very, very high percentage that when you get the first two runners on, you're going to have a score. It's hard to get out of that. So we'll see if the Marauders can do it. But Eagles say, hey, let's get this ball game at least tied up in this inning. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning, 2-0 Meigs. Eastern threatening. Curveball misses outside the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rowan Gilmore, and that was a very hard hit ball down the third baseline, just foul just moments ago. Ashton Newsom on the mound, and Gilmore's going to call timeout, awarded to him by the home plate umpire. So we rewind and do it again. Ball put back into play, and here we go. The 1-1 pitch. That went in the dirt, a ball. So Newsom, who had 3 strikeouts and had pitched a no-no in the first 3 innings. A couple base runners having some trouble here. Ground ball, fair ball. That'll score 1. And there's your percentage on that, 100% on that one. So Rowan Gilmore with a base hit down the third baseline and an RBI. The Meigs now leads cut to 2-1. Second base, Caleb Abner.
Here we go again. People talking, but when it hit the fan, everything I'm not.
Second hit of the ball game, Alex Collins led off this inning with a hit. Then the hits batsman, and then the RBI single by Rowan Gilmore. That'll bring up Aiden Wilhelm, the second baseman. Runners on first and second for Eastern. Squares the bunt, and it's going to be fouled off. Hit him in the batter's box, so foul ball. Lane eighth on deck. We'll thank our sponsors, Home National Bank and the Fraternal Order of Eagles. Harry, 2171 there in Pomeroy. Thank you so much. Squaring the bunt again, that's a foul ball.
Hey, Tuesday, hey, we got you. Hey, you got us. Let's go, Tuesday.
No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. 1 run in on an RBI single by Rowan Gilmore, driving in Alex Collins, who had the lead-off base hit. Abner was hit by a pitch that moved Collins to second base, and we have a run on the board for the Eagles. Ground ball picked up by Fackler. Going to go to second base, and he's going to throw it into right field. Oh, my. The easy out at second base. And indecisive. And now it's tied up 2-2. So that'll be an error on Fackler at third. That'll move Rowan Gilmore up to third base. And Wilhelm at first base. Still nobody out. When you get the first 2 on, as I said, things will happen. And they're happening for the Eagles. Newsom had not given up a hit in the first 3 innings. And now it's given up 2, a hits batsman and an error. Lane eighth at the plate. Right fielder, where's number 13? Newsom from the stretch. High ball. 2-2's our score. Rockhold on deck. Here's the 2-1 pitch, fouled out of play. Count even at 2-2 now. Brady Rockhold will track that ball down. Good hustle there by Brady. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners at first and third for the homestanding Eagles. Score at 2-2 now. Here's the pitch. Missed outside the ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Lane Atha. Eastern with a huge chance to take the lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Newsom from the stretch and the pitch. And did he go? And he did. So that'll be the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Ashton Newsom. Brady Rockhold now at the plate. Aiden Wilhelm. Stolen base at second base now. So Wilhelm at second, Rowan Gilmore at third. Brady with a big, healthy cut. Two hits batsman, an error. We're tied up now, 2-2. Here's the pitch, and that's inside a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lance Hensler on deck. 1-1 count to Rockhold. Fly ball left field, that'll definitely score a run. And going back, making the catch is Butcher. And that's a sacrifice fly. And an RBI. Drive in Rowan Gilmore. All right, that'll bring up Lance Hensler. First two runners are on, and that's what happens. As I said, very, very high percentage of time. And 100% here in this inning. That one high ball. Lance Hensler in the 9th spot with Ethan Edwards on deck. The Eagles have scored 3 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. Meigs with 2 in the top of the 3rd. Swing and a miss by Hensler. Hensler a fly out to left field to Bryce Butcher in his first at bat. The 1-1 pitch to Hensler. One hopper to Brady Davis. He fires over to Holly. 6-3, and they're out of the inning. Put themselves in the big hole, though. The hits batsman in the air. So for the Eastern Eagles, they scored 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left on, and a hits batsman. So after 4 complete innings of play, Eastern 3, Meigs 2. You're listening and watching Eastern and Meigs here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, we are back. Brady Davis will lead it off for the Marauders. Clayton Moore's pitch is a ball, just missed. Eastern with 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th, and they now lead it by 1, 3-2. Healthy cut there by Brady Davis. Lincoln Thomas on deck, and then back to the top of the order with Bryce Butcher. We're here in the top of the 5th inning. Meigs trailing by 1. 1-1 pitch inside the ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. To Brady Davis. Ground ball on the big hop, can't get it, and that's going to be an infield hit, as that one was right in between the two, and just no way to get him. So an infield hit by Brady Davis. That'll bring up Lincoln Thomas. Rockhold come over, and it was out of his reach, and Edwards going to his right, but by that time, Davis had already beaten that one out. So Lincoln Thomas at the plate. Meigs trails by 1. Meigs with 2 in the 3rd. Eastern with 3 in their bottom of the 4th. And Meigs down with a base runner at first base. They try to get this game tied up. Moore throws over again. He's already had 1 pickoff tonight. That was pickoff of Chase Dotson. 3-2 Eastern. Thomas steps back in, and he tried to get the bunt down. And now Meigs is going to try to steal, and he's going to make it. Brady Davis with the stolen base. Lincoln Thomas behind in the count. No balls and 1 strike. Lincoln will climb back in. No balls, 1 strike. Moore, the lefty, from the stretch. Checks out Brady Davis to second base. Here's the pitch. Way out in front of that one, a swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Probably see that curveball again, I would think. Thomas, a right-handed batter. Clayton Moore, the lefty. Here's the pitch. And that's down the right field line. Is that going to stay fair? And it does. Here comes Brady Davis with the tying run. And he's going to score standing up. So an RBI single by Lincoln Thomas. And that ties the game at 3. Back to the top of the order with Bryce Butcher. So quickly, back-to-back hits in the 8-9 spot. So back to the top of the order we go. And Lincoln Thomas got second base on the throw as it came home. Called strike around the letters from Bryce Butcher. Bryce struck out looking, but in the 3rd inning, base hit, stolen base, and scored the first run of the ball game here tonight. 3-3 tie. Down the third baseline, Rockhold on the second hop. Fires it over to Rowan Gilmore, got him, but the base runner is going to advance to third base. That's Lincoln Thomas making his way over to third. Butcher's retired 5-3. Now to bring up number 22, the catcher, Jake Martin. And he makes good use even a long fly ball. Anything to score Thomas from third. Ground ball to Rockhold. And they got him trapped between third and home. And there's the throw. And he got him. So big running mistake, error on the base run by Thomas. As he may have been able to score on the throw over to first base. But Rockhold got him stuck and tracked him down. And that's the second out of the inning. So you got to make Rockhold throw that ball to first base. But Thomas with a base running error gets thrown out at home. Aiden Pierce will be the courtesy runner for Jake Martin. Martin reaching via the fielder's choice. Bring up Braden Holly. Clayton Moore the pitch. That one fouled out of play. So after consecutive base hits in the bottom of the order, 8-9 hitters, Davis and Thomas, consecutive hits, a ground out by Butcher. A base hit by Thomas was an RBI single, driving Brady Davis in, who had singled and stole second base. So it's 3-3 here in the top of the 5th inning. Just a beautiful evening here at Eastern High School. These sites were switched because of inclement weather early in the year, back in April, late April, I should say. Or I'm sorry, late March. I keep saying April, late March. This is late April here. The ball's 2 strikes to Holly. And there's a base hit into right center field. Aiden Pierce is going to make his way to third base after the error in right field. Then they throw it, and they're going to give up another base. And so instead of throwing the second base and keeping the runner off of second base, they threw it around. And now Meigs with 2 players in scoring position now. and there was an error on the play, and actually a mental error on the throw. That'll be a mound visit. 2 out. So at the plate is Brody Fackler, and he is fly ball center and fly ball 9. So he's your full 4-hole hitter. And let's see what the Eagles decide. Clayton Moore 1 out away of getting out of this inning with just giving up 1 run after the first 2 base runners in the 8-9 spot reached. And then we had a stolen base by Brady Davis, an RBI single by Lincoln Thomas. Ground out Bryce Butcher. Jake Martin reached by a fielder's choice, now stands at third base in the form of his courtesy runner, Aiden Pierce. Second base is Braden Holly. Fackler at the plate. Here's Moore's pitch, and he hit it right to the center fielder Hunter Needs, and he'll settle under that and make an easy catch. So for the Marauders, they get 1 run on 2 hits, on 3 hits actually, 1 run on 3 hits, and they strand 2. After 4.5, Eastern Meigs tied at 3 here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. Ethan Edwards, Hunter Needs, and Alex Collins here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Meigs has tied it up 3-3 with that run in the top of the 5th. So the Eagles with the top of the order up. Ashton Newsom versus Clayton Moore. And it's been an excellent ball game here tonight. All right, here we go. Ethan Edwards, Hunter Needs on deck here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Newsom's pitch is curveball outside the ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one popped up out of play. 1 run, or 1 ball, 1 strike. Meigs scored a run in that last inning. Their half of the 5th to make it 3-3 now. Pitch to Edwards is high a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here in the 5th inning. Newsom's pitch and hits him in the helmet. And all was good. Ethan took one in the helmet, but it's fine. I'll bring up Hunter Needs. So the Eagles with their leadoff man on. Needs at the plate. It's popped out to Davis at short. Popped out to Holly at first. 0 for 2. And we'll see if he's possibly laying down a sacrifice bunt. We'll see. And stepping off is Newsom. And we'll rewind. Hunter needs lefty. Facing the righty, Ashton Newsom. That one just missed low. One ball, no strikes. Here in the bottom of the fifth, we are tied at 3. The throw over to first base. Lefty needs another throw. They pick him off again. Or this time the Marauders pick off Ethan Edwards at first base. So each pitcher has picked off a runner at first base. First out of the inning. So that base hit erased by the pickoff. So both Newsom and Moore have picked off runners at first base. Alex Collins on deck. Here's the 2-0 pitch. High ball. 3 balls and no strikes. We are tied at 3. And they walked him. So after he hits batsman, then they, by hitting Edwards, then he picked him off. Now he walks Needs.
Still gonna be up. I make a bag in my sleep. Can't get the hood out of me. You know why I be. Still posted up like I lease. Trust me, them choppers gonna bang. Can't be the teeth.
So 3 walks and 2 hits batsman. So 5 free passes on walks and hits batsmen. Alex Collins steps in. 1 out. Hunter Needs at first base. Cold strike. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate. 3-3 is our score, as you can see. Bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out. Fastball misses inside. So Newsom has walked 3 and hit 2. And one of the hits batsmen and one of the walk have occurred in this inning right here, the bottom of the 5th. Pitch, fly ball into right field. Mason Qualls is going to settle under it and make the catch. Hunter Needs scampers back to first base. So fly out 9, 2nd out of the inning. All right, Caleb Abner steps in with 2 out. Hunter Needs at first base. Throw over again. Two out here in the bottom of the 5th. 3-3 score. That one popped up out of play. And hits right behind the backstop. Ashton Newsom on the mound. He and Clayton Moore really battling here tonight. I want to thank our game sponsors, Home National Bank and the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171 there in Pomeroy. Thank you so much for allowing us to bring our baseball fans high school baseball. Ground ball to short, picked up by Davis. He gets the force out at second base. And that'll give Caleb Abner a fielder's choice. No runs, no hits. A hits batsman and a walk. 1 left on. After 5 complete, we're tied at 3. This is a Total Media Sports YouTube production.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171, We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Now she was so real quick to up and apologize when she heard about my newfound luck on that FM dial. And it's crazy how lately now it just seems to come in waves. What I thought was gonna be the death of me was my saving grace.
Alrighty, we are back, and we have a new pitcher on the mound. It's number 8, Trey Mugridge. Leighton Moore went 5 innings, gave up 8 hits and 3 runs.
I'm not Trey. I'm not back.
First pitch to Addison Whitlatch, a ball. Moore with just one walk that I can see here. There's the one right there. All right, the line on Moore. 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk. Whitlatch leading it off for the Marauders here in the top of the 6th. He's going to pop it up. And Hunter Needs is going to make the catch. Fly out 8. So Muggeridge starting off here in the top of the 6th inning for the Eagles. For Meigs, 6-hole hitter Chase Dotson, 0 for 2. Takes that one for a ball. Trey Muggeridge on the mound. For the Eagles. Here's the 1-0 pitch, taken for a strike. Chase Dotson. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch, and that goes out of bounds, or out of play, I should say. One ball, 2 strikes to Chase Dotson.
Yeah, I got it.
3-3's the score. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Way out in front of a curveball. Strike him out. So Trey Muggeridge in relief of Clayton Moore retires the 5- and 6-hole hitters, Whitlatch and Dotson. Mason Qualls to the plate now, 0 for 2, fly out 7, fly out 8. So he has got the bat on the ball. And this is a line drive, line drive out to Aiden Wilhelm. So just a little line out to the second baseman. No runs, no hits. No walks, nobody left on. Nothing going on for the Marauders in the top of the 6th. We're still tied at 3 as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. You're listening and watching to Total Media Sports YouTube production.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Walk this way. I was born in a plane. Mama said every word on my name. I'm the best you've ever had. If you think I'm running out, I never am.
All right, we are back as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. Tie ball game. Rowan, Gilmore, Aiden Wilhelm, Lane Atha. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Chopped up, it says I'm gonna win big. Choose not to life of immigration. Distinct us into the reservation.
All right, we are back. Rowan Gilmore, Aiden Wilhelm, Lane Atha. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, we're tied at 3, Meigs and Eastern. Newsom's just given up just 2 hits in the same inning in the 4th inning when the Eagles got their 3 runs. And there's another base hit by Rowan Gilmore, his 2nd. And that is the 3rd base hit for the Eagles, and Rowan Gilmore with 2 of those. That'll bring up Aiden Wilhelm. Lane Atha on deck. Just the 3rd hit given up by Ashton Newsom. 3-3 score. Swinging a foul ball off the bat of Wilhelm. Reached on there, back in that 4th inning when the Eagles got to 3 and stole 2nd, but was not able to score. The Eagles did get 3 in that inning to take a 3-2 lead. Meigs tied it up with a single run in the 5th, and that's where we are. 3-3. First game was a 12-2 mercy rule win by the Eagles at Meigs High School there at the end of March. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's your pitch. Fly ball in the left field. Bryce Butcher comes in and makes a one-handed catch. And holding at first base is Rowan Gilmore. Lane Atha. All right, Atha steps in, Rockhold on deck. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That one a dirt nice pickup by Jake Martin. Kept Gilmore at first base. 1 ball, no strikes. Tomorrow night we'll be at Meigs High School. Guy Academy at Meigs. Meigs won the first one, and behind the pitching of Brady Davis down Centenary. I believe that was 6-1. Off the end of the bat, here comes Davis. One hands it, goes to second, and then the first, not in time. Second out at second base at 6-4. Fielder's choice, Lane Atha. And he's at first base. Brady Rockhold in the 8th spot. Popped up to the catcher, Jake Martin, on a nice play by Jake, and then a sacrifice, RBI sacrifice into, I believe it was left field. That scored Rowan Gilmore. And did that one catch him? It did not. Okay, did not hit him. Brady had to do a nice little dance in there to get out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Runner at second now. And that one fouled off. Good healthy cut there by Rockhold. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bottom 6, tie score. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, curveball, and just missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Brady Rockhold. Lance Hensler on deck. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and out in front of that one, he did foul it off and protects the plate. All right, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Score tied at 3. Atha at second base. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Popped him up. Down the, that may fall. Let's see. And did it? Yes, it did. So a fly ball down the left field line by Brady Rockhold breaks the tie. That's an RBI single. 2 out.
I'm Raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. Ready to love it, the underdogs on top.
Nothing Bryce Butcher could do with that one. That was down the left field line and into no man's land. So now the Eagles are 3 outs away from a victory. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss by Hensler. Hensler 0 for 2, flew out to Butcher and left. Ran out to Brady Davis at short. 1 pitch. That's in there for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. So should see the, I would think, a breaking pitch right here. Ashton Newsom's pitch. Runner goes, and he gets the bat on the ball. Base hit. And here comes Rockhold. RBI single by Lance Hensler. So Rockhold had only, or Newsom had only given up 2 hits coming into the inning. He's given up 3 in this inning. Throws it away at first base. Coach Martin coming out. Just stay with us for our post game, brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Robin Fowler. And so we'll have all the hitting and the scoring for you from tonight's ball game. Eagles with 2 runs in the inning, lead it now 5-3. They're back to the top of the order with Ethan Edwards. All right, so 2 runs in, 3 hits in the inning, 5 total given up. He had pitched 4 shutout innings at Newsom. Gave up the 3 in the 4th. Now 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Shot down the left field line, and over comes Bryce Butcher to make the catch. Very hard hit ball by Edwards. But the Eagles, they get They get 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 left on. So after 6 complete innings of play, Eagles lead the Marauders by a score of 5-3. We'll be right back after these messages from Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. Ready for a movie night? Head to Silver Screen 7 in Gallipolis. With 7 screens showcasing the latest blockbusters and fan favorites, there's something for everyone. Enjoy comfy seats, affordable tickets, and fresh buttery popcorn that hits the spot. Located at 1284 Jackson Pike, it's your local destination for cinematic fun. Check showtimes and buy tickets at silverscreen7.com or follow us on Facebook. Silver Screen 7, where Gallipolis comes to watch. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, we are back. And at the plate, Brady Davis, Lincoln Thomas, and back to the top of the order with Bryce Butcher. "5-3" is our score. Trey Mugridge, with his second inning work, just faced 3 batters in the 6th in relief of Clayton Moore. Ball outside. Mugridge from the stretch. Brady Davis, leadoff hitter. There's the pitch. And he struck him out. Second strikeout of the ball game. 1 in each inning for Trey Mugridge. Stepping in is Lincoln Thomas, the 9-hole hitter. Had a base hit his last time at bat. And that one fouled out of play. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and just inside the ball. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a level ball. Here in the top of the 7th inning, 1 out. Eagles looking for 2 outs, and they will be victorious in this ball game. Meigs looking to at least tie it up. They would have to do that to extend this ball game to the 7th. Lincoln Thomas facing Trey Mugridge. Eagle pitching has only given up 1 free pass this ball game. A walk back in the 2nd inning to Whitlatch. Trey Mugridge in relief of Clayton Moore, and he walked him. So the tying run coming to the plate for the Marauders in the form of Bryce Butcher. All right, got a pinch runner, and it'll be Cooper Jude, number 9. Pinch running. For Lincoln Thomas. Bryce Butcher at the plate. Five 3 Eagles here in the 7th. In a game that's shy of 2 hours. An hour and 53 thus far. Hour and 55. The ball's 1 strike. Top of the order, Bryce Butcher, then Martin, Holly, and Fackler. If it's going to happen, it's got to happen for the Marauders, and Eagles looking for 2 more outs. Here's the pitch, outside the ball. Stay tuned to our post-game show, brought to you by Robin Fowler, State Farm agent, here in our local area. Fly ball in the left center, going over is Hensler, and Hensler's going to make the catch in front of Needs. So they bring up Jake Martin, and Marauders down to 1 out in this ball game. Jake would represent the tying run. Eagles lead at 5-3. Two out, bottom of 7th. Eagles lead it by a score of 5-3. At first base is Lincoln Thomas, or Cooper Jude, the pinch runner. Fly ball in the right field, and that'll do it. So fly out 9. No runs, no hits, nothing going on. 1 left on, and a walk, and that'll do it. So you need to take a break, or I'm good. I'm ready to go if you are. Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and welcome you to our post-game show, brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Robin Fowler. So final score, 5-3 Eagles. And hitting for the Eastern Eagles were Alex Collins, a base hit. Rowan Gilmore, 2 base hits. Brady Rockhold, a base hit. And Lance Hensler, a base hit. All right, 5 hits. And for the Meigs Marauders, hitting for the Marauders, Bryce Butcher, a base hit. Jake Martin, a base hit. Braden Holly, 2 hits. Addison Whitlatch, a base hit. Brady Davis, a base hit. And Lincoln Thomas, a base hit. Marauders with 8 base hits in the ball game. The pitching line, Clayton Moore went 5 innings, gave up 8 hits, 3 runs. Ashton Newsom went 6 innings, gave up 5 runs on 5 hits, but he did walk 3 and hit 2. For Trey Mugridge for the Eagles, he pitched 2 innings and gave up no runs, no hits, and issued a walk. So good pitching for both teams, actually. Did a nice job. But the Eastern Eagles prevail here tonight by a score of 5-3. Eagles, Meigs got on the board first with 2 runs in the 3rd inning behind 3 consecutive hits from Butcher, Martin, and Holly. They did manage 2 runs in inning to take a 2-0 lead. The Eagles come back and took a 1-run lead in the 4th inning. Alex Collins led off with a base hit. Caleb Abner was hit by a pitch. A base hit by Rowan Gilmore. A throwing error in the infield. A strikeout and a sacrifice fly by Brady Rockhold. And the Eagles take a 3-2 lead. Meigs comes back in the 5th inning. Leadoff hitter Brady Davis with a base hit, stole second, and scored on an RBI single by Lincoln Thomas. But the big inning for the Eagles, they come back in the bottom of the 5th inning, and leadoff hitter was Rowan Gilmore. He gets a base hit, and then a fly out to left field, then a ground out by Lane Atha, and then back-to-back hits by Brady Rockhold. That was an RBI single. Lance Hensler, and they plate 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning to win this ball game by a score of 5-3. This postgame brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Robin Fowler. So if you're in need of insurance, supporter of high school baseball, Robin Fowler is your person. So I want to thank our video operator tonight, our technician, our engineer, Mr. Wyatt Martin. Shelby White on the moving camera for you. And that'll do it for our broadcast here tonight. We will be back in action tomorrow night here on YouTube, Total Media YouTube, as we bring you the Meigs Marauders hosting the Guy Academy Blue Devils. So once again, our final score, 5-3 Eagles. For Wyatt, Shelby, I'm Rick Ash. God bless you and have a great tomorrow.
Thanks for watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.